Live deep in the heart of West Texas, it's the James Hendricks Show, SIB. Half my talent tied behind my back, just to make it somewhat fair. Hey guys, welcome to the James Hendricks Show. It's the actual day I'm recording it live, and I am happy to talk to you guys about some things. I'm not going to make this too heavy on the news, but still we got to get back to it, you know. Now, we're talking about, the episode title is pretty obvious. Biden's masterpiece of ENIGMA. It's funny, I was grasping for a word. And I was thinking, well, shame, regret. And then, I don't know, something harkened me back to my college days in the Bill Clinton magazine, and the housing complex I had at Texas Tech formed a little newsletter we had called ENIGMA. And it was during the heat of the campaign season of 1994. And whoo boy, controversy galore. I know I and another friend of mine had done some political editorials in the magazine, newsletter. His was about, the Clinton administration and some of the lies involved there, and mine was how the university could be more accommodating in the interest of public affairs regarding their disabled students. I felt like in some cases, with the drivers and stuff, it seemed to be a lack of respect. Just some things I saw that, need to be improved. And both me and my friend, we'll call him Dave Smith. And they just roasted him for writing the editorial. It was the same guy. It was an older man who was living in the complex with us. And he blasted me for my political statements about making the university a little bit more ADA accommodating, and blasted him. And we compared notes. And I went to my RA, who was like the assistant. He's a resident assistant, but he was also the assistant complex manager, and he said, he had no rights to condemn you guys for saying what he said. He said, in fact, let me tell you something. He's been staying in the dorms for years, going to school for years. You've seen him around campus, Jimmy. He's a kook. And then they gave me the nickname they had for him and everything. But anyway, I digress. We were talking about ENIGMA. Biden's master plan, if you might call it, seems hard to understand. Maybe even borderlining on mysterious for me. Now, there are two pieces that kind of illustrate that. The first one is the COVID narrative is being replaced by Ukraine. Now look, you guys know, or you should know how I feel about COVID. I don't call it COVID-19 on this show or any of my other podcast shows. I call it the devil virus. You may say, well, why do you call it the devil virus? Okay, many people say, well, it's formed from bats, it was formed in the lab, all this information. But really and truthfully, plain truth here, it's because it's from the pits of hell and from the fires of hell. That's why. Yeah, it's probably antibodies and chemicals mixed in the lab. But who do you think set that up to wreak so much havoc on the human family? You ever thought about that? when we were going reasonably well, and he can't get his reactive culture going. So, you know what happened? He called it the devil virus. Now, so many people have so many nicknames for it. People say, well, it's COVID. People say, well, it's Corona. Call it what it is. Okay, I call it the devil virus. And some people say, but Jimmy, this is a political show. This is a political show. Yes, I know that. And we don't know if COVID is completely over. To be honest with you, I have friends that are a part of that debate in some ways. But I also have friends who agree with me to stay above the fray of such reactive debate, okay? So we can hope to go back to normalcy. I think that's the cry of the American people. And so that's a good thing. And now here's another one. Another piece in the American Thinker where it says about, 5 calls for freedom over tyranny. And it was talking about, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. They nicknamed him Adolf Trudeau. Okay, I can understand why he did it. But I think that there is another Adolf who is far more sinister than Justin Trudeau. Okay? Trudeau is a penny waste compared to Vladimir Putin. Okay? You know, it's funny. When he was causing problems in the early 2000s, I think it was around 2001 or something, sometime shortly before 9/11, I was sitting around joking with my friend Jim Bob, and I said, I got a phrase for him. And he said, well, Jimmy, tell me what it is. I said, you're darn tootin' for Vladimir Putin. And I just started egging on the joke, like, Putin. We gotta have some fun. In spite of all this reactivity, I feel like the nation is divided over what to do about Ukraine. And I can understand that. There are some that say, oh, this ain't no war, we shouldn't touch it. But then there's others Americans like, hey, there's people in Ukraine we were close to. Now look, we have to learn our lesson in history. If we don't, we're bound to repeat it. Because we got the rise of another figure just like Hitler. Adolf Putin, Adolf Putin. Shoot, I might even misspell his name in some of the show notes when we have to talk about him. I mean, because this is serious stuff. This is serious stuff, okay? You need to know. You're thinking, well, we can't do nothing about COVID. We can't do nothing about Ukraine. Ukraine, the answer is simple. Pray. Pray for divine intervention for the people of Ukraine. COVID, take whatever precautions that you are. If you're wanting to go somewhere and you're mildly sick, I know this is going to tick some people off, but I'm sorry. Wear a mask. There are some people who are at high risk. And people talk about how, it hurts those that also have ailments. Okay, I have asthma. And some people say that the mask gets in the way of, me healing from my asthma, but I'm sorry. I've told you about my different... Enough of that stuff, okay? Let's go on. Now, I hope you enjoy listening to the James Henry Show. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and become a part of receiving those daily updates. This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time, take care and be proactively informed. God bless.